Race baiting in the media, the way they're using race to control populations and the economy. We're going to deal with the fact, is Obama guilty of high treason? And the fact that the mainstream media is trying to demonize yours truly. I should stop calling them the mainstream media and call them the dying, lying, elitist megaphone. Let's go ahead and talk to Ron in Arizona. Ron, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Alex. I was listening to Hannity today, and the only reason I stayed on the channel to listen to it was because he mentioned something about Iran, and it caught my attention. You know, you're looking to see what the next false flag is. I think they're going to do a Cuban Missile Crisis style thing because now they're saying Ahmadinejad is setting up factories in Venezuela and has connections with Hugo Chavez, and they're flying troops in there and everything else. It's like they're disseminating the propaganda. Oh, yeah, and they've already passed sanctions to start stopping Iranian boats and not letting them import basically anything, which Ron Paul has said is an act of war, and I agree it is. And so they want a new Strait of Hormuz type crisis. Very well said. No, I agree with you, Ron. And Hannity, I've seen Limbaugh and Beck come out and admit the world government and the takeover. I do not see that from Hannity. He is the worst of the neocon talk show host. Do you guys have a suggestion email where you send suggestions? Because I have some information that I don't want to share on the air.
Yes, it's showtips@infowars.com, and we'll do our best at reading all of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate your call. We'll be looking for that intel. Let's talk to Shane in Illinois. You're on the air, Shane.
What a pleasure, Alex. Hey, and the topics you're talking are like spot on. At work, my territory got changed around, and I was able to listen to you through my computer at work in the truck, and I got turned into a, like I said, my territory kind of changed a little bit, so I had to go a little bit rural, which I couldn't pick you up as easily, so I would listen to the talking heads, and there's a new FM station in the area, but I've been listening to them, and you're right, you know, they... but if there were a few things that I would hit on, you know, and I know like you said, nothing's perfect in this in the movement like that. But the fact that they do mention this stuff is eye opening, and
it shows how far we've come, Shane. It shows that we're mainstreaming real issues and real debate. We can never have a real discussion about offshore banks taking over. We can never have a real discussion about the private Federal Reserve or fractional reserve banking. We can never have a real discussion about carbon taxes being a tax. Now we can have a real debate, and the facts are on our side. The Constitution's on our side, and if we have a real debate, the globalists are going to lose.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you had said this at one other time, too, was that you were surprised that, you know, and this, like I said, this was a couple months ago, that you know, the leash that they were giving Glenn Beck, you were surprised he was allowed to say some of the things he was saying to begin with. And the truth, you know, the truth is the truth, the facts are the facts, and that's another thing they're saying now. You know, it's one thing to manipulate and you know, take the facts and use them to your advantage, but at some point, you know, 1 + 1 is 2, and it doesn't matter how you change that around. You know, that's it.
Well, I think you've hit at the heart, Shane. Because of the internet, because of alternative media, because of my radio show, and you, the listener, spreading the word, we have forced Limbaugh and others to tell the truth, or they wouldn't stay pertinent. Because Limbaugh, you know, at the end of the day, wants to be number one. He wants to be relevant. And so we have forced them to come out in the open. Or you can look at it another way. Maybe we've educated them to realize that we weren't conspiracy theorists. But there's no putting it back in the bottle. There's no putting the barn door, you know, closed again. The horse has already left. The train's already left the station. And the cat's out of the bag, whatever cliche you want to use. Great to hear from you, Shane. Keep up the good work, spreading the word. Alan, Mark, Jeff, Brian, Jason, Paul, Chris, your calls are coming up. Infowars.com. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs Generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs Generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com.
We now take you live
to the Central Texas Command Center
in the heart of the resistance. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
All right, we're now 6 minutes into hour number 2 on this Sunday broadcast. I'm taking your phone calls. Coming up, I'm going to go over the economic news, military news, the attack on free speech information. Got some clips of Senator Rockefeller saying we'd be better off without ever having the internet. Lieberman saying, well, we need the power to shut off the internet like the Chinese have. The Cybersecurity Act has now passed the Senate committee and is going to the full Senate to give Obama that kill switch. And if you read the bill, it's the total takeover of the internet as we know it, the end of the free web as we know it. And we've got the FCC saying they want to censor talk radio. So if the establishment can't beat us, if the little control freak criminal clique in D.C. that's been sucking out of the trough for decades can't beat us, they're going to try to gag us. So that is coming up. The question is, will the American people put up with that? And you heard a caller at the end of the last hour say, Alex, it's ridiculous. I've been listening to your show for a long time. You're not a white supremacist. And I didn't get into it, but the caller was from Arizona. It's probably because the Arizona Republic, AZ Central, News Channel 12, had this reporter, Bram Resnick, come out and real sneakily talk about Sheriff Paul Babu, who we've interviewed, one of the counties that's been overrun by illegal aliens and narco-terrorists, and most of the counties off limits to citizens, and the feds have put up signs. He came on this show. He went on some other radio show that I don't know enough about to be able to comment. But the ADL says it's a white supremacist show. And then the quote is, but it's not bad that Babu went on that show. No, that's not the problem. The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, they say that show, they look like George Will compared to me, some milquetoast mainline limousine Republican, the people Limbaugh is talking about, being establishment Republicans with the New World Order. And so then the host says to Sheriff, so you're on the show of a white supremacist. Tell us about Alex Jones. And so the host is definitely trying to not get sued for defamation, as if I've got time for such things. I'm hitting the barbed wire here, folks, and I don't particularly care what people say about me. I know who I am. He tries to imply I'm a white supremacist without saying it, and people are all defending me all over the web. They're all angry about it. Folks, they say you're a white supremacist if you're against socialist health care. They say Limbaugh's a racist. I mean, they say everybody's a racist. This is what they do. This is the way the Democratic Party tries to keep minorities on their reservation. This is the way they try to scare people. They use the goodwill of the American people, whether they're white or black, it doesn't matter, to say, you better do what I'm telling you or I'm going to call you a racist. And so the American people, I'm sure you've noticed, don't care anymore. They say, we're done. We're done. And, of course, it's the Democratic Party, along with the Republicans who funded eugenics in this country, and 51% of black people are sterilized. The Democrats promote that. Obama's expanded abortion all over Africa with U.S. money. So killing black people is a good thing, according to Obama. But if you're against health care, you're a Klansman. I mean, it doesn't, I don't care. They discredit themselves. But we'll talk about it because they also demonized me for talking about Obama being involved in high treason. It's like a 12-minute video clip, and I can't play it all here because of time and other issues, but we'll play some of that coming up. Let's jam in calls quickly now, 1 minute per caller, because I want to get to everybody. Alan in Texas, you're on the air. Alan.
Hello, Alex.
Yes, yes, Alan, welcome.
Great. Thank you very much for taking the call. I'd like to point out an article in the Houston Chronicle this morning. It's in the city and state section. Vaccine on freshman to-do list. They are now requiring college freshmen to be vaccinated before they can move into dormitories.
They've always done that. Every July and August, they run a hoax nationwide in every paper and TV station and radio. I hear it everywhere, saying it's the law, you must be vaccinated. There is no law. There is a policy through the state health board. They have a waiver that they have to give you by law, but they will deny it exists and call you a conspiracy theorist. Just search the term State of Texas Vaccine Waiver Form, or State of Alabama, or State of New York, or whatever the case may be, and you'll find, and then have the form with you when the administrator lies to you, because government has been taught to just say that doesn't exist.